don't you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blade. We're just holding to zero. It's our everything. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll. We won't make a dollar, won't sell a thing. We're the zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, our anthem we sing. Sing. Zero holders, we're the kings of the sea. And run for your money if you live in the tree. We're all over zero, it's our way to be. In the world of NFTs, we're wild and free.
All right, I hate to keep opening this way, but was there no music again?
No, there was shitty music. First of all, it was so loud in the intro, and then you could actively, in my mind, I saw your hand like turn the volume down, and I was like, okay, because it was like a drastic downward drop.
Yeah.
And then it kept on going a little bit further down, and then you like hopped on and you were like singing and stuff like that. And then after that, it just went to fucking shit. Like it just was like real kind of spotty, I would say.
I'm gonna have to do a little test stream, like a little private test stream, and just check it out myself and see. What the only thing I can think is I turned on that echo cancellation, so we fixed that, but it must fuck with something else. I don't know. I got to figure that out. That's a bummer. I'm sorry, guys. You deserve a better experience.
Yeah,
in that, so many ways. Gonna have a spicy show. We're gonna have a real spicy ass show today. But first off, let's settle in. Let's say hello. It's good to see you, gents. It's great to see you. Happy Friday. How we doing? Oh, dudes. Yeah, we're going to have a spicy Friday show. It sounds like shit's happening. It sounds like people are very happy. Smiley faces everywhere in the Kongs community, especially, man. Happy bunch. Happy fucking bunch. We'll talk about it. We'll hold it for a minute, unless you guys want to get right in. If we can hold it for a minute, we can do some quick market stuff.
I wonder if you've got like an issue with like maybe your soundboard or something.
Yeah, because like honestly,
right now,
there's a little, there's like a little something going on.
Maybe it's a cable.
I know
it could be.
It seems like it.
Okay. Do I sound quiet, like underwater?
Little bit better. Not the normal crisp.
Seems like there's a connection issue. Like you're just like, it feels like when your earphone isn't like plugged in fully or something like that, and you click it in, and you're like, oh, there it goes.
Is this better right now? Like now or no?
Yeah, but it's hard to say. Is this better right now? Like because it's like just at that moment. It's like as you continue to speak, it happens.
All right. Well, fair enough. I have one other thing to check, but what I was saying is we can get into the Kong shit right now. There was big news. We can hit some quick market stuff because we have to do market stuff. Ugly ass day in the market. So so why don't we do that real quick? By the way, that little 10-15 seconds, that sounded okay?
Yeah, that was fine, dude.
Okay.
It's never been like I'm echoing. Oh my god.
It should be all good now. I'm betting. Okay, at this point, I'm not going to say it again, nothing. But if there's any issues, tell me. Everything is undone of everything I've tried to do, ever. I've rolled back time. Whatever. Yeah. Tell me if it sounds like ass. Either way, let us go on.
Oof. Bitcoin looks. Ugh.
You were so into shit today. Did you even see what was going on in the market?
No.
Wow, dude. Fucking awful day today.
Ooh, Jesus.
Yeah.
We are so not back.
No. And yet, it's prediction time already. Well, now let's go over the numbers real quick. There you see it, guys. Actually, I want to put this on like Apple Podcasts and shit. So that's why I call out things like the audio for people who are just listening. So prices looking fucking terrible today. Bitcoin 53,000, ETH 2,200, Solana 125. Yeah, but crazy. Solana's not the laggard today. It's lagging behind as far as not tanking as much, but ETH down almost 6.5%. Ugly. And I think, did we get lower? Did we get to 52 with Bitcoin? I'm not sure. It looks ugly.
Does it matter at this point? Like
No.
it's like did you shit your pants like six times or 5? You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't really matter at that point.
That's a good point.
It's like multiple shits. You know what I mean?
It's a good point. Okay, Gravity, would I be correct here saying I think this is related to the jobs report, which came in weaker? And here's what's funny. Weaker jobs report probably means maybe bigger rate cut. I definitely see a lot more talk about that, about we're probably getting that half point cut, whatever that is, however you say that the right way. But I also saw 0.75 is maybe not out of the question too. So like you would think that's great for the market, but it's also a sign that it's much weaker than people.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Sorry, I don't know if you're talking to Gravity or Lemon, but like
everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's jobs report. I think it's a sign that the economy is slowing down. And so, like the bigger business, the bigger liquidity is kind of selling right now. Usually retail follows that a little bit. It doesn't seem like this is the bottom. I think that there's been signs that it's going to go lower. It's interesting. Yeah, I think the Fed was, there was, like, I'm not an expert by any means, but like rate cuts seem to be like what everyone was like, oh, well, the market would sink when we didn't get a rate cut after every time we talked about, talk about the meetings that we would not get a rate cut. And now that we're getting to a position where it's like, we're getting not only 2, not 3, maybe 4 rate cuts, you know what I mean? Like by the end of the year or something. So, but as that happens, the market is tanking. So, it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't, like it's like we were waiting for the market to shit the bed and the economy to shit the bed so we could get these rate cuts. So the market moves, but the market goes down when that happens. And I don't know if the rate cuts, it's going to be positive momentum, I guess, but I don't know if that's going to save our bags at this point.
Yeah. Goddamn market. The goddamn market, bro. Sick of it. Sick of it. But jobs. Okay, jobs were in the positive for the month, right? It's just it wasn't at a good enough rate. It wasn't a big enough increase to make people feel like confident, right? And then I'll point this out, but we still have this big revision coming. It's close to 1 million jobs. I've heard between 500,000, maybe up to 1 million. And what I didn't know is that happens every year. Although, like when Gravity reminded me of it, it reminds me, and I'm like, oh shit, I remember that being a thing. Gravity thinks it's priced into the market as far as that big old revision, which is going to be a 15-year high as far as the amount of jobs it's revised down. It's a pretty significant revision. But he thinks it's priced in both the fact that people know the revision's coming, but he also thinks it's priced in how big of a revision it is. So we'll see. My thought was, I don't know. Let's see how this softer report, how the market reacts to that. And it has not reacted well, if that's the thing that's impacting the markets right now. It feels like it is. So we're having a god-awful day just with that alone. Although we had NVIDIA this week, too. There's definitely other things. But all in all, looking shitty. Oh, and ETH died today. ETH fucking died to the point where VanEck pulled the plug on, what is it? Is it a futures offering? It wasn't their ETF. It wasn't their
Who gives a
it
fuck?
looks like futures.
Who gives a shit at this
Hang
point?
on. It is an ETF. ETF futures? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, whatever. Yeah, all good. All good. Just a bad day. It's just kind of bad news all around. It's very I don't think any good news anywhere that I saw. Like you got the fucking Node Monks shit, which doesn't affect a project, but it's just in the space. It's a lot of negative stories. That's it. And it just kind of feeds into itself. I think the only positive thing I've been seeing out there.
Oh, Marty. Sorry, Marty.
What Marty?
I said, who gives a fuck? And Marty says, I do, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sorry, Marty. Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm not in a good mood, Marty. I saw you, makes me in a good mood, but like other than that, the markets makes me cry. So yeah, I don't like it.
Marty makes me.
I'm emotional, Marty. I'm an emotional person. I apologize.
What's Nick's handle? There it is, Nick O'Neill.
Yeah.
He did a video today that actually made me smile. It's the only thing today that actually did. Do you want to see this real quick? And then we're going to get to more bad news. More fucking bad news. It's one of his very few videos that actually I think worked.
Cool.
I'll tell you this. Hang on till the end. The end is where it works. The magic is there.
You got a cute dog there.
Wait. Let me start.
You got a cute dog there.
That was the start.
Can I let you know something? I'm attending as a VIP in Singapore next week at Solana Breakpoint. Pretty crazy, huh? It's wild. I'm excited about it. Well, nice meeting you. See ya.
There's the magic. Going running with a pack of girls. That's the magic. That is the that was the creative part of his video. The rest, it bugs me. It always bugs me. People just want to chill, and you got to go interrupt them, fuck with their time and shit. But the whole the running with the girls thing, I thought was a nice touch. That was good. The Yank, you got good news. Drop the good news. I'd love to see that. We need it today. Didn't like the video? No.
No, it didn't make me smile.
Damn. Again, that running with the girls fucking did it for me. By the way, I just got an Amazon notification. My cable came. I'm going to fire up a Spaces. I'm going to fire up a Spaces. If you guys want to talk, when we get to the thing we're getting to, and you know what we're getting to. We're getting to Decentralized. We're getting to the CyberKongz. Big announcement today. Had me at the edge of my seat because I saw a tweet this morning. I'm like, what is that? What is that? And we learned what it is. Everybody's so happy. Everybody's happy with this news, man. So we're going to get into that.
Hold on. Your cable's at the front door, and you're going to go get it, and then you're going to like attach it and all that stuff?
All that.
Okay.
I'll set the stage here. I know Henry's going to share some thoughts, I'm sure. Maybe he's not. But as that's happening, I'm going to grab that.
Look at this guy. Look at him.
He looks locked in. He looks happy. It's the
Locked
happiest
in.
I've seen Henry
Locked
in a
in.
while.
He's locked and loaded.
Here we go. I hope you've seen the news already, though, guys. If not, you're in for a fucking treat. Just it's really nice out there. Here we go, though.
Should we retweet before should we get as much eyes on this show as possible so that like maybe some of the Kongs that are upset will come in here and just fucking hammer Henry's ass.
I want his ass hammered. I want him gaping by the end of this thing. And especially the Spaces. They can. Are you cool, Henry? If that Spaces ends up working right, people want to join and talk. You cool with that?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I ain't running, bro.
Okay. So, I'm on the show this morning. I'm doing Chain Reactor. We're talking. We're shooting the shit all about all kinds of cool stories out there. And then this tweet comes, and I go, oh, my God, they did it. Henry told us, and there was a tweet yesterday that an announcement was coming today. They tweet, what is this, a transaction hash? Is that what we're looking at here?
It's an Oh, is it? I thought it was a wallet address for Satoshi or something.
I think it's the transaction ID.
Okay.
You think? I don't know.
I think. But yeah, I didn't know what that was other than scrolling through, and I still didn't. And I did not understand yet what it was. Then we got a little clarity here.
Oof.
A little clarity. Decentralized going decentralized. A final statement. Was there anything else? That was it.
Interesting.
Would it help if I read this at all or no?
Are you going to get that fucking cord or what?
Yeah. Henry, what do you want me to do? Do you want to set the stage with just what has led up to this, or should we get into the statement, or?
No, maybe I probably best for me to not lead it. Like I'm happy to answer questions about it. I don't want to like read this. It's a long thing to read.
Should I? What do you guys think? Does anybody? I want to do the Spaces. I really do.
I would read it if you want, but actually, I don't really want to read it. I'll read it. You want me to read it?
I'm going to grab the thing. Yeah.
All right. I'm not reading it. I'm just going to do it full. Whatever. Okay. So everybody, sorry. I don't want to read it because I'm not the best reader, but okay. Now everyone's gone. Okay. I'm going to read it. Decentralized going decentralized. On the 6th of September, 2024, Rune number 2 was sent to Satoshi Nakamoto's wallet, marking a new beginning for Lightning Bolt Decentralized. The team behind Decentralized has decided that making the Rune fully decentralized is the best path going forward. This was no easy decision, but Is that a period or a comma? But the team believes that rune number 2 and the message of decentralized is so powerful that no centralized entity should be in control of it. Decentralized is not ours. It is everyone's. Therefore, it should be fully autonomous. I think that's how you say it. The journey began with Prometheans, a pre-rune collection that encompassed journeying. Okay. And what a journey it has been. Prometheans is a collection that has fond memories for many in the Bitcoin ecosystem, being airdropped and almost entirely to Ordinal's communities that paved the way. It is a collection that to this day encompasses experimentation of the birth of the iconic ticker Decentralized. When the team etched rune number 2, they had a vision for Decentralized to exist as a symbol of provenance and cultural value, not something that would be built upon or interfered with. However, the team decided to continue the experimentation and worked towards the first use case for a rune with the launch of Untitled. This brought to light just how important rune number 2 is as a piece of Bitcoin history and further affirmed that no centralized entity could be behind it. To an extent, everyone in this space because of decentralization. No, to an extent, everyone is in this space because of decentralization. A shift away from a society controlled by central entities towards a new horizon. The power of decentralization is that it will be ubiquitous going forward. The team believes that it is best for Decentralized to exist on its own with no potential hindrance from execution risk. Was someone about to say something? No? Okay.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay. I heard something. The team spent over $1 million on Decentralized and asked for nothing in return. It was an experiment that led to a timestamp of culture, a piece of history for years to come, a message of provenance, a symbol of the runes protocol, and the iconic block 840,000. We strongly believe that the future is on Bitcoin. There is a magic about ordinals and runes that is impossible to put into words. Quote, I'm sure that in 20 years, there will either be a very large transaction volume or no volume. Decentralized. That is the end.
Was that right down here?
Yeah, no. That was all the way at the end.
Oh, you. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. You had it pulled up. All right. Okay. Where to even start? And Henry, if there's somewhere you want to start, let us know. But what even brought this? What brought this on? And
So hold on. So let me just get this. So what you guys decided to do was take what and sent it to the Satoshi Nakamoto wallet, essentially burning it, essentially making it so you don't have control over it. The Kongs no longer have control over it. Can you explain that and then kind of go into your discussion?
Yeah, no, that's what it is. We took the inscription that the rune was etched on, and we sent it to Satoshi's wallet.
Which was what?
Listen, there is a burn protocol on Ordinal, so that you could actually burn it. It's a, if you want to say, it's a statement. That wallet is effectively dead. It was the wallet that I think he mined like the first 50 Bitcoin out of. Pretty sure that's right. So it's his wallet. Hasn't been active in forever.
It's symbolically his wallet, and it's almost it's a symbolic message that you guys are putting out there, and other people have done that as well, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. I think there's like 34,000 things in that wallet.
People treat it like a burn address kind of thing.
Yeah.
People, it's almost like sprinkling ashes over something. Or
yeah, I mean, hey, if Nakamoto wants to do something with it and send it back to us, we would find out that wallet's alive. But yeah, no, you're right. It's a symbolic gesture, effectively taking the inscription out of the control of the decentralized team.
Which does what? I don't understand that part of it. Like the inscription. What could you do with the inscription that you can no longer do without?
Yeah, like so. For instance, the Untitled collection was inscribed off of that inscription.
Oh, okay.
So you could do parent-child's with that inscription. So it effectively takes the control I mean, by Web3's words, we rugged. Okay. By most people's, comments, we rugged, we scammed, etc. That was obviously not the intention of it. The idea is, that like when Decentralized started, which, when the whole idea of Decentralized and Promethean started, it was an experiment, right? Nobody had any idea what runes would do, what they would be, what could be done, what can be done. But it was like, hey, it was a provenance play for us. We've talked about this. Like we didn't originally think we were going to even etch in the top 10. So we etched rune number 2. And the original intention was that it was a provenance play. Like we're just going to do it, put our stamp on it. And I think that, it's like we couldn't help ourselves but to want to try to do more with it, because it was like, I don't want to say it was, I think it's just like to a certain degree in our blood. Like we want to try to do cool shit. So like we etched rune number 2 and it's like, well, what else can we do with it? Like what's possible? Now, the reality is not a lot, right? Like not a lot. There's not a lot happening with the rune protocol right now. So it was like, we knew the one thing we could do, as we were like, talking about what could be done. And that was a PFP, which, by all accounts, we created like one of the first use cases for it. But maybe even going back in time a little bit, we started to kind of catch ourselves a bit going back in time to things we had already done. Like you got a Promethean. The purpose of a Promethean is it's a pre-rune. You got the rune from it. But it was always like, well, what's next for proms? What's more? What else are we going to do with it? And I think we got caught up for a bit in wanting to try to do more and more and more with it. Mind you, we already have like an ecosystem where we've got things that we've built out, but I think it just became apparent, like as we were building out Untitled, after we built out Untitled, talking with people in the space about like what can be done, like what other cool shit could we do? And we've always said, like, we're not Bitcoin devs. Like, what cool shit can we do? I mean, not even the Bitcoin devs could give us cool shit that could be done. Like, you could do a PFP. We could do more PFPs. And it's like, that's what ultimately the things that we were working on would be working towards, is like the next phases of Decentralized, where everybody is second guessing what you're doing, how you're doing it, how many you're doing. All proms didn't get included. You only included 3,000 more. And we're just like, man, every step along the way, when we fuck with it, and make no mistake, they're like, I think we're like, you have to admit that there was, communication issues, things that we said that then we went back on, the price of Untitled and things like that. It's like nothing was done with malice, but the reality is, like, you take a step back and you look at what you're doing and you realize, like, we're just replaying the same playbook we've already played. We did it with Banana. We bred babies, a 4K collection. And it's like, yeah, you know what? People can say right now they wanted the next phase of Untitled. Like, people can say that. The reaction to Untitled was incredibly harsh. I don't care how anybody wants the Monday morning quarterback, what that looked like, or comments I've seen on Twitter where people are like, I've been in this since the beginning. I've never heard of anyone saying that this is the most centralized rune out there. I'm like, really? Because, like, I see those comments all the time. But, like, you take a step back and you realize, like, there's two paths for this. One path is we keep trying to do something. And by the way, that something is nothing novel. It just isn't.
Well, so maybe we should take a break and address some of the things that you said, just so you don't keep on going, and then kind of give us some answers, or does that throw off your mojo?
No, I don't care. Okay.
So clearly I'm the one, I have the least amount of knowledge about this stuff, but like some of the things that's coming into my head is that, like, you're saying that there's nothing that can really be done, even Bitcoin devs. What about in the future? Are you throwing away? What happens if something does come up and now you've kind of thrown away the opportunity to do something really fucking cool just because you did that?
Oh, like, no doubt something could and should come up. And I don't want to say nothing can be done. Like, we did something, right? We minted with a rune. I'm not saying that knocked anybody's socks off, but it's very limited what you can do with it. So does it take away the potential in the future if somebody builds out something really cool for us to be able to, profit off of what that potential is? Yeah, absolutely. These are all things we took into account when we decided. I mean, listen, we could have auctioned off the Rune. We could have sold the Rune. I'm sure we could have had some buyers that would have been interested in owning the Rune, but it wasn't about trying to make money off of the Rune. It was like, what do we think? What do we think? Not today. Cause like, if you don't think that we didn't think that we would be getting FUD from this, like, there would be people who understood it. There would be people who didn't understand it. And there would be people who would be pissed at it. Right. So, we looked at it as what did we think gave it the potential in the future, to be able to I say stand on its own, to have the potential to be profitable for people. And yeah, and it to us, decentralizing it fully and taking it out of our hands when every step along the way, anything we did, I don't want to use the word to influence it, but like anything we did, any outside factors that we did to try to do something with it, were not met with like, holy shit, here they go. Everything was like, boo, not good enough, not cool enough. Why, even today, people are like, you should have done nothing with it. And we're like, yeah, no, you are probably absolutely right. And you know what? Like, I said this in Discord, like, is it shitty to disappoint people? Of course it is. Like, I'm a human, right? Like, I don't want to disappoint people. Is it fun to get shit on when you make a really hard decision? Like this isn't like we woke up and we're like, okay, this is it. Like, there's time that goes into thinking out all of this stuff, but you realize, like, if you keep trying to do something with it, you have more people buying into it, thinking you're doing more with it. And you're just making it worse. You're just making it worse. And so, like, working towards launching the next PFP out of it when the market is better, like, could we have done that? Yeah. Could somebody still do that? Yeah, if they want to. Somebody can launch a PFP minted and decentralized. Sure.
My main issue that I'm having with a lot of this is that there's this sort of vibe that you guys were like, fuck it a little bit. Like, it's a burden that we want to unsaddle ourselves with that may seem a slight bit hasty. Where people are saying like, oh, why not just do nothing with it? Like, I guess it does seem as if there's a little bit of like, a giving up of sorts about it, or just like unstraddling yourself with the responsibility of doing that. Somewhat.
Yeah. While you maintain control of it, like, you hold the responsibility of doing something with it. You just do. And the expectations are always there that you're doing something with it. And the thing is, we just came to a point after like banging our heads against the wall of the many things that we could try to do with it. And we're like, it's all PFPs. It's just PFPs. It's PFPs right now, but like, we're not Bitcoin devs. We didn't get funding for this. We're not sitting there with an infinite amount of resources behind the scenes to build out, the next layer 2. So we don't have the capabilities in-house to build out these massive ideas that people, and I've even said this, like, I don't know what the massive ideas that people have are. We've talked to people.
Because you can't do the things. They're like, to your point, there is not much you can do. There just simply isn't. I think a big part of this is people's expectations aren't very realistic in any way, shape, or form. They're just not. What are some of the things people are even asking for? I don't even think they knew.
Well, no, I mean, no, but I guess my point is that, like, we're kind of saying like, I'm trying to think of a metaphor and I can't right in this moment, but there's like a little bit of like, sure, we're in the business kind of like this new technology emerging. We're always talking about like ETH projects and what they're doing and how can they right the ship and all this sort of stuff. Like with this, there seems to be, you're like, what can we do? There's PFPs, there's this expectation. We don't have the devs. We don't have anything kind of going on right now, but why not just say, okay, let's strap in. We'll put this on hold for a while. Let's see what the next step 2s, step 3s, where this kind of is going. It might take some time. We're not going to push the envelope, but maybe at least we can kind of be like, oh, that's where this is where that's heading. Let's get on that. Let's now, maybe get some of our ETH devs and try to explore what Bitcoin devs can do, and then kind of, I don't know, like you don't have the team now for it, but what happens if something was fucking amazing and you had the ability to be like, okay, let's put some funding into some Bitcoin devs so we can get that going? Because you didn't have any Bitcoin devs when you did the Runes thing. You seeked outside help and people to assist you in the vision that you guys had, and you succeeded. So I guess I'm saying that, like, it seems as if we're almost like there's nothing going on right now. Well, there's nothing going on right now, but what happens when there is something going on? Why not just straddle up and strap in for that time, I guess?
Yeah. Again, I think it comes down to what your goals are in the long term, right? So, like, could something come down that makes the Rune protocol something that, some whatever protocol is going to come out of that's like, oh, cool, this is the purpose for Runes and this is what you can use it for? Yeah. And by the way, if that happens, anybody can build it.
So
anybody,
including you guys.
Anybody. It's decentralized. It's like not going to compare us to Bitcoin, but like people have, let's say, uses for Bitcoin. They didn't need Nakamoto to make that for them. Casey created the Rune protocol, right? Off of somebody else's token. So, like, the reality is people can still use it, build off of it, do what they want with it. It just doesn't need to be it just doesn't need to have us leading the way on what it's going to do.
So you said,
well, I want to ask something, or maybe say to some degree, I feel like people are overcomplicating this. You making it decentralized means you get to approach this almost as if you're the community too. It's now a decentralized Rune. Anything that you want to do in the future and want to do on Bitcoin, especially, I imagine you would be doing it with the Runes token. I don't think this means you're never doing anything again. It's just we're approaching it as the community now too.
It's a community decentralized token that anybody can take part in and be a part of. I said it in Discord, like, I fully support decentralized. I will continue to fully support decentralized. It just it's when I say unfair, it might not be the best word, but like, people that think you're about to cure cancer with whatever you're doing, continue to buy in on the secondary. And it's like, we're not the ones that can take this to whatever level it could be at. We're small. We don't have the devs, and the best we could do with it was etch it, which was a baller move. Etch it, drop Prometheans, obviously before that, which was a baller move to the Bitcoin community. Airdropped everything for free, and then what we should have done is just left it alone. But again, we wanted to do something with it. So we tried to do something with it. And I just think along the way, if you're active in the community, you see, like, everything we do is met with resistance. Everything we do is met with, like, FUD. And so it's like, okay, well, let's make it decentralized. People want it to be something, including myself. We can all take part in making it into something. It just doesn't require the motor of CyberKongz or of Decentralized to do that.
Like, what is it that other Runes are doing that people also want to see them do? You know what I mean? Like, what is it they want to see you guys do that all of a sudden this is so shocking? Because other Runes are doing what? Like, what are the other
answer?
Runes?
Yeah, the answer.
The answer is nothing.
Oh, well, you could argue like Pup's bridge to Solana.
Oh, okay. I never even thought of that.
And wasn't there another Rune that talked about doing the same thing?
Yeah. That's the thing people want to see. Like, people would be mad because they were hoping something like that happened.
No, I don't think people want to see that. I think people I think people just want to see something cool and special.
You're not going to see it anywhere else.
I mean, we haven't yet. And again, like, it absolutely could happen. Like, it absolutely could happen.
So you said, when I asked what can you do when you had it compared to when you don't, and you said, like, you can't do the parent children thing or whatever. I'm not sure what you were talking about with that, but like, when you're saying now everyone can do whatever, or you guys can even do it, can that still happen? Like, have the parent offspring or whatever of.
Well, now we just have the children out there, right? The untitled are the children of.
Can you do more children? Like, can the community do that or no?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, they're all children, so that you could inscribe off of a child for sure.
But you couldn't inscribe off of the rune that's in Satoshi Nakamoto's thing, right?
Only he could. Right.
Oh, okay. So that's the thing. That's what you can't do. It's just you can't take that initial one and get children, let's say, launch another project off of that, or launch another off of that.
I mean, the thing is, and I don't want to seem like cruel, because like I don't want to take that position. I'm like really conscientious of people that have bought on the secondary and are in the moment just like pissed isn't the word, right? Like, I mean, I saw somebody tell Adzi, who's like the nicest guy, who gives like all of his time, that they hope his family dies a slow death from cancer.
Jesus.
That's we've had team members that have had, I've told you, death threats, and more than just death threats, people who follow up on that shit with some really bad shit that happens to them IRL. So like, I'm choosing my words carefully, because like there are real things that people do when it involves money. But the thing is, when you take a step back, and if we could rewind in time, we should have left it as nothing more than a provenance token and done this from the very beginning. And we wanted to do more, just because that's like, whatever, man, like we're DJing. So like, we wanted to do more, like we want to do cool shit. And then you're months and months into it. And like, Joe, you're right. In the future, some cool shit could come from runes. Okay. It could. But like, we talk to Bitcoin devs, we get approached by people who, hey, we want to do this or that. And by the way, all these things are just like another trading platform, another this or another that. And we're like, again, what we're working towards is another PFP. And like, make no mistake, the hate that we got today wasn't going to be much different than the hate we would have got from the people who would have been left out of phase 2. Like we would have satisfied some people for sure, but there still would be a whole bunch of people that said we did that wrong. So you just, as a business, you like face difficult decisions in Web3 of like, where are you going to put your resources into, and what are you going to spend your time on? We spent a lot of time on this. Like, we spent a lot of time. We certainly spent a lot of money. And at some point, you just have to make difficult decisions. People can call it a rug, and the reality is like, you can call it what you want. We didn't take people's money and then say, see ya.
You guys didn't take any money throughout, correct?
We spent like, over $1 million, literally over $1 million.
Every step of this was free.
Every step of this was free. Every step of it from us. Every step of it was free.
Yeah.
I don't discount people who bought it on the secondary. I don't discount the fact that we as a team tried and we put communications out there of, what we intended to do next. Like, I don't discount that.
So is it predominantly FUD coming at you guys? What's the percentages of FUD? Because when I was reading just the small sample, it was like, I just see like 1 positive, 3 negative or something like that.
Dude, I saw nothing but FUD. I didn't see anything positive.
Like 99.9%. I mean, today was going to be like, dude, this morning, do we have to unfriend you now, Henry, or anything like that? Like, I don't care. You don't care? Jesus. No, of course I care. The anxiety I had this morning was like, I hadn't felt it like that in a while, dude. Damn. Like that like feeling of like my palms were sweaty,
knees weak.
Yeah, like knowing what was coming, just knowing the response and what you guys were doing.
Yeah. And just like my face was flushed, and I just was like that feeling, man, where what you're gearing up for, and the hate you're gonna get, and you have conviction that like this is what we think is best. Yeah. Knowing that you lose yourself in the in the movement, in the moment. but like the thing is, that people, they only know what they know, and they don't know what they don't know. And there's a lot of things that people don't know. And I think one of the things that they don't know is like what is possible with a rune right now. I mean, Dog prides itself on being the most decentralized rune. I would, so the FUD's there. We'll talk more about that, but like, in your vision, what's the benefit? What's the positive take on this? Or is it true that you guys just fucking rugged? No, dude. The truth is that we can sit here behind the scenes as a team and try to think of every single thing that we could do with a rune to make it cool, right? We could spend our time thinking of everything we could do to make this cool. And do you know what it all leads back to? A PFP.
Yep. That's it. That's it.
And dude, we like
got enough PFPs, man.
We played out the scenarios. Like we could do a PFP and satisfy the people who want a PFP. I
got a question. Yeah. I got a question. Are you, I mean, this is such low hanging fruit, and I think this is all people even give a shit about anyways. This isn't the Kongs going away. It's just saying that I don't know that we can build anything over in the Bitcoin ecosystem like right now. That's what you've been clearly saying. Whitelists that come about in the Bitcoin ecosystem, there's no reason the untitled holders can't still get that, correct? Through the Kongs? If a project approaches you and has whitelists.
Oh, there's 222 of them. They could just whitelist all the addresses.
Exactly. But I asked that, Henry, because when you talk about you get all the FUD, right? You get all the FUD. It's like no matter what you guys do, FUD. Again, I've seen that. I've been in the Kongs Discord. I've seen it. I've seen it on X. I know people who don't say anything that actually loved everything you're doing, moved from other projects, big projects. I know somebody who sold an asset, bought one of the Untitled, said, I'm aligning myself with the CyberKongz now because that's the type of team I respect. They're the builders. So they got the Untitled. Somebody like that, I think nothing really changes other than in their head there's this narrative now of, well, we're not doing Bitcoin anymore. Again, to clarify, there's nothing to build right now, but you still can. And also the whitelist, as they come, if people want to give it to the Kongs like they typically do, you still have the asset that would get those things.
Yeah, people can always whitelist the Untitled, or Promethean collections.
Would your managers go and seek those?
Whether or not we continue to seek them out specifically for those versus a community forms out of this and they have a collab manager, that I just can't answer that right now. This is some of the things that we've talked out and we've discussed.
It's kind of bothering me that we're just being like, oh, what is it? And you're just going to do another PFP. Like what I'm saying is that like, we don't know what the future holds. And so you guys just saying like, oh, well, there's nothing that can be, that's very short-sighted. I'm sorry.
It's not short-sighted. It's saying whatever comes can still come.
But what happens if it can't? What happens if you needed to etch something on that rune for that cool thing to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happens if you needed that in order to provide whatever the next step for that would be? It just seems like you're just going to sit there and watch it burn. Well, I mean, that's all right, but I like the way it hurts.
Well, Joe, I would imagine if something else comes along where you have to have some kind of thing etched to be able to participate in, like a new protocol pops up, you just etch another. And it's not costing people anything. Airdrop that to holders of whatever right now. Like, I can't picture any way that this actually is I know it's a negative, like, kind of statement, or it feels negative, but it doesn't, there's no impact anywhere to it. I'm trying to play it out like being like.
Okay. So you said, like, why not just etch another thing? I don't know, but like my initial reaction would be like, you can't etch from the number 2 rune.
It'd be like
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been.
You've just unburdened yourself.
You know? What can
he did unburden himself.
Unburdened by what has been. There are those who are unable to see what can be.
Guys, I'm sorry. Hudah, you like captured that clip and now he's just looking for ways to use it.
Well, it was said in the chat and it was fucking spot on.
Well, then I apologize. You're right.
Yeah, I think if something exists in the future for runes, I think it's going to need the runes to be able to do whatever it is. If it needs something to be etched, then somebody can etch a rune.
So I asked you what's the positive, and you almost immediately just started going into what's not negative, what's positive about the negative. I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, you started to go down this path. The positive is that it is truly decentralized now, right? It's decentralized. Yeah. You said Dog prided itself on being the most decentralized coin. And you're saying, well, no, we are now the most decentralized coin. The community, it is out of our hands. I don't like you kind of pepper in like it's out of our hands. If you want to do something with it, you do. I don't think that's the vibe we should be taking. It should be, I don't know if I'm PRing it, but I'm saying it should be like, we are truly decentralized. We thought we're not taking the responsibility off of ourselves. We can still do things with it. We think that this should be a decentralized token because the name is decentralized. So we took steps to truly decentralize it. And we think that that adds value to the actual coin going forward. I think like that would be my take.
I mean, I think if you read, I know you read it, but you probably weren't ingesting it while you were reading it. I think if you read what we put out there, I think that really sums.
Yes,
I think that really sums that up.
Yeah, and my digestion. Yeah, I don't think I digested it. Like I just had some mom spaghetti.
Yeah.
Should we read through this? Do you want to go over your statement?
I mean, I think this kind of recaps kind of everything that I've kind of already said. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to chat about it. Like, you know,
I'm still kind of curious how it was even considered centralized.
Because I think people looked at it like there's somebody pulling the strings behind the scenes on it.
Just the fact that it was everybody sitting back waiting for you to build.
Yeah.
You build it instead of like, I'm telling you, dude, I always thought the magic of this space, this applies to NFTs and every other existing coin, but it's literally like anybody can CTO, anybody can take any token and make that a payment token in their ecosystem. You don't have to do anything. You just say, we're going to take that payment token, like the end. And this gets it closer to that vision. And that's something that's going to happen in the future a lot.
I think if you etched it, if it's coming from that entity, like honestly, you should have just been like, you should have took the ETH playbook and just been like, it's a vibe sort of thing. Because, you know, it does seem as if you straddle yourself a little bit with the responsibilities of having it. And so people are like, you fucking did it. Now you got to be the one that's, you know, in charge of the vision and the direction of it. It's kind of like, you know, I use ETH and NFTs as kind of like my example, but it seems like someone that did minted an NFT. You know, the difference is you guys didn't charge people for it, but minting an NFT and then kind of like being like, we're not really don't have a whitelist. We don't have any, you know, roadmaps or anything like that. It's just a fucking vibe, dude. You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. Yeah. So that's what it sort of seems like for me with decentralized. I mean, it makes sense if the name is decentralized to try to make it as decentralized as possible. But I understand how people could be like, it's a rug because it's like you guys etched it. You guys kind of have it as something in your ecosystem. And now you're kind of being like,
sure,
see you wouldn't want to be it. You know?
Yeah. No, listen, I don't look at it as a rug in the conventional sense, but I understand people who are like, well, you guys were the ones carrying the water for this. You guys were the ones doing this. And I think that is part of what the issue is that we were the ones that were like the responsibility became ours to continue developing it. And I think it's something that we just realized, like you get into it and then you realize like, we can't really develop anything more than what we've done. Other than, again, like another PFP. And so we thought for the health of it long term, not talking today, not even talking like next week, but for it to have the best potential moving forward, that it just being a decentralized provenance rune was the best place for it.
By the way, where's the one tweet? I thought there was a tweet somewhere that said, oh, it's right in front of us here, that the tweet over on Decentralized is the last tweet. Like the end.
Yeah. Because I don't know what we'll do with the decentralized Twitter.
Dude, maybe that's the only sticking point for me, or part that I maybe wish wasn't true. Or I don't even know what I feel exactly there, but just that I think it would be nice to still have that account posting that same message.
If nothing else, yeah, like every day, be like day 2 of nothing.
What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? How are you you know what I mean? How are you helping this? What the narrative? Whatever. Just something with that account encouraging people, like Leonidas does. You know. Which I know is something you never wanted to do. You didn't want to be on there all day shilling a token.
No.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah, he's like, no,
I don't. We're not. That's not our jam, man. Like we are not. That's not our thing. That's Leonidas's thing, and he's quite good at it, and he's quite committed to that.
It doesn't stop any of you guys. You got anybody watching who, again, likes the idea of a Rune that's decentralized, that has this Kongz provenance at this point. But from doing the same thing Leonidas is doing, anybody can do that. And actually, that's a method that works. I saw a tweet from Kook, I think it was Kook Capital, saying you realize any of you can be a KOL. Tweet every day. You do it through the bear. The next bull, you will be that. Anybody can be a Leonidas now and do it with this Rune. You literally could do that if you ever wanted to. Decentralize the thing. Put it in the hands of anybody to do it.
Yeah. Was there any is there any weight? And I saw a comment like, like you guys were protecting yourselves from like SEC type of shit because of the coin. Could that be at all true?
Are we protecting ourselves from the SEC by sending the Rune there?
Just unburdening yourselves with the responsibilities of having it, I guess.
No. What can be and be unburdened by what has been.
Gotcha.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that honestly, it seems as if this is one of those scenarios where it's like Kongz are grimy Web3 people in a positive way. And this is just like, you're not it does seem as if we're like, okay, this is what we're doing. It's kind of like Frank the Gods being like, floor it and get the fuck out of here sort of vibe to me. And it seems like that's kind of this situation where it's like, you don't have to like it. You don't have to like us. We're kind of doing this vibe thing. Boom. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say about it other than like, we're like, you guys are doing it. You know what I mean?
Like, it matters who did this, and it's all about who and why, because ultimately it's like not the thing. It's all about it's the money side of it that matters and the cool factor. Like if Frank did this, it'd probably be cheered on or some shit.
I don't know.
Yeah, listen, the reality is as a brand or a project in Web3, you've got to make decisions about what things are you going to spend your time and resources on. You just have to do that. We're not Azuki. We're not Doodles. We're not Bored Ape Yacht Club. We're not sitting on massive treasuries to sit here and throw millions of dollars into something that we don't know if it will work, which, by the way, I couldn't even tell you what that would be. If I was like, conceive like the coolest thing you could do with runes right now, I'd be like, I don't know. But that doesn't mean that the Rune goes away. Again, like the Rune doesn't go away. The Rune's still there. It just doesn't have CyberKongz behind it, cheerleading it as a brand. But that doesn't mean, again, like me personally, I fully support it, and I will continue to fully support it, as will others. But when we look at like where do we need to be spending our time right now, I don't want to say for maximum output. It can't be to put a team on Decentralized to create the next 4,000 PFPs. It just can't be.
Do we want to put a bow on this? Or are we still talking about this? It's 52 minutes into the show.
Yeah, I mean, that probably covers it all. It probably does. And I'm sure there's going to be more questions from the community over the next, few days. Like, it's so new. It's very, very new.
For sure.
I don't think there's anything new to be said, though.
Well, my bow would be I probably, and I'm sorry, Henry, I'm just being honest here. I don't like that it seems a little bit like we're out. You know what I mean? Sorry, we're out sort of thing. Like I probably would have just been like, listen, we're not going to do shit with this fucking thing. We'll let you know if we're going to do shit. Don't expect anything from us. We're going to keep on this in case something cool happens so we can fucking do it. But that's where we're at with it, and kind of just held it and not done anything with it. That would have been my sort of idea. But like, I get it. You guys doing what you do. You probably want to unburden it and then kind of just move on in strength with whatever you're doing. We were talking about this the other day, where it was like you were happy about all the stuff with Adidas because it was like tailored to your community. And it does seem as if this was a little bit shooting outside of that community. And maybe you guys want to get back to focusing on Kong shit rather than the tentacles outside of it. So I think that that's kind of what my vibe is that like, I might not agree with this. I might not be my favorite move that you guys have done. I understand where the FUD's coming from. I think it would be easier with just being like, let's hold on to it. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. By the way, I honestly, like, all of these things are things that we've discussed. Hold on to it, do nothing with it, and they all kind of lead to the same amount of FUD coming back at us. Honestly, you hold it and do nothing with it. People aren't gonna be like, well, at least they held it. That really isn't the difference maker in how people perceive it. Really,
this might be just ripping the Band-Aid off.
Just ripping the Band-Aid off, literally, bro. Like, we keep it and we just come out and say we're not doing anything with it, and we get the same exact response, literally. Because the difference between us holding the rune in a wallet or not is not the difference of whether something can be built with it.
That's what I'm like. That's my issue with it. Like, we can't say that quite yet. Like, what the fuck happens if you hold that historic rune, and then at some point we realize that a fucking diamond, you can create a fucking diamond with that
diamond.
Shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, a fucking historic diamond if you have the rune.
Isn't it like somebody who creates an NFT collection on Ethereum and they burn the keys? And they're like, it all still exists. And it's like, well, you burn the keys, which just means you can't fuck with that anymore. But
it's that.
If with what will be built in the future for runes, it's just hard to imagine that it's not the runes themselves that you're going to need for the protocol versus the inscription that the runes were etched on.
Right.
Really, it like, something's built, you're using the rune. You're not using the inscription that the rune's etched on.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see what happens.
I mean, man, holders of Untitled, holders of Decentralized are still part of the Kongz family, correct?
Well, so we've always said, like, Decentralized, even though
you didn't like that. Like,
no, we've just listen. We've always tried to make a distinction that Decentralized is. We've even tweeted it, like, it's a separate team. It's those of us on Kongz, but it's like a separate thing from CyberKongz,
like a side project, like your favorite band, and some of the members got a little side band.
Are you shutting down the Discord channel?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to answer that right now. Because I don't know. I think Decentralized should have its own Discord.
I just checked Polygon game things, and it's like 98% sure that the Discord channel will be gone by
Nice. On Polymarket, yeah.
Polymarket.
Dude, I would totally, I mean this, dude, I would totally spin up a Discord and make it a collab Discord for Untitled and Decentralized. I totally would do that. I will do that. If
Maybe
people are looking for that still and kind of bought those things to get those whitelist, I'll do that. I'll spearhead that. Would fucking love to.
All right. I'll join you.
I know you're like, I don't know if you're a smartass, but I bet
no, I'm not being a smartass. I like, when I said that I literally support and will continue support, of course I will.
I might have to take a break. I might have to take a small break until this shit.
Are you done? Are you over it?
Yeah, I can't take this sort of heat, y'all. First the dick thing yesterday, and now the fucking Kongz. I mean, you guys are toxic, bro. I can't deal with this shit.
I almost texted you an apology for that yesterday, and then I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big boy, dude. I can talk to you if I need to talk to you about some shit.
Yeah. Oh, I figured.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, dude. I mean, I hopefully people understand where my heart's at, and I don't have to agree with things that people do, but I don't, you know what I mean? I also don't need to, like, you know, I can, whatever. We'll see what happens with the whatever, but you don't have, you know, like, yeah, sure. That what you just said is already an apology enough. Thank you.
Perfect. I got another to send you after.
Oh, great. Appreciate that.
Amazing. All right. Let's move off of the Kongz stuff. Interesting shit. Anybody listen on Spaces, by the way, we got a few. If you want to come up and chat, it'd be great. I mean, great to hear your voice, but also we can test out if the audio is working right. If so, if it works, guys, then officially, as of next week, every show will be streamed to Spaces, and we'll know that we can come up with our segment to have people come up and chat. And it'll also be the morning show. The morning shows will also go to Spaces. If this works, this is the new norm. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Let's hit some other quick stuff.
Sure.
Football yesterday.
Yeah.
How'd you guys do? How'd you guys do with your bets?
We sucked. We both lost on those bets, and it was a mere by half an inch. We got rugged on that one. Baltimore lost by a touchdown. I would say that what's the fucking guy's name? The QB for Baltimore,
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he missed a couple of open shots, and It's first, the reason that I said KC could lose was because it's early in the season and, blah, blah, blah. And it seemed to be the opposite. Like the Baltimore offensive line was shit. They just
The
did not.
refs were a little one-sided, didn't it feel like?
Good call. Yeah. The refs definitely seemed to be KC sucking on their balls a little bit. So yeah, you're probably right.
So lost bets and stuff. That's what you meant. Like just you lost everything. Okay. All right. Did we talk this yesterday? The new Polymarket bingo?
No.
It's kind of cool, right? When you have a live event going on. So picture it's football, picture it's one of those like a speech or a debate or whatever. It's no longer going to be just vote yes, no on certain things. It's going to be a bingo card, and you got to get your bingo. You got to get multiple things to proc, and it's got to be in the right order. I think it's kind of cool. I'm really making it. I think it's super, super fun. So I dig that. There's also something else that happened on Polymarket. Fuck, I'm trying to remember if that was the conversation we had here. Oh, no, it was on yesterday's morning show. I was talking with Jared about this, and he's like, what he's looking forward to kind of is when the platform gets so big that it introduces fuckery. It introduces, what's the right word?
Are we associated with Polymarket at all?
They're our sponsors of the show.
Are they?
No, but
I fucking hate Polymarket, dude. I fucking
why?
hate it.
Oh,
It's so annoying to me. Like I don't know why. It just does not excite me at all. It just seems like it's like every time we talk about it, I'm like, oh,
really? I thought you were digging it. I thought you
No.
like, oh, dude, they're fucking awesome. I might like Base Bet better, and I might like Predict.fun better, who will hopefully sponsor this show. Polymarket is reaching out. They're trying.
Yeah,
If you want to get in.
if they do become sponsors of the show, I will like them. I will be very
Yeah.
excited to talk about it.
No, fair. Okay, well, okay. It is getting big enough now, though, Polymarket, where people are manipulating some of these bets. It's getting really fucking cool. So something changed today. Trump was in the lead by like 6% or so on Polymarket, which differs from all the polls out there, right? All the polls have Kamala well in the lead. Trump was well in the lead over here. That changed today. Because you got a whale in here throwing millions in bets at this thing, really gamifying the thing. And I think specifically here, there's this bet here, favorite to win on Polymarket on Friday. So a favorite by the specific day. And I think this person is just doing all kinds of bets, taking certain positions to influence that number. We're at that point now where people are gamifying this. I don't think you can trust those odds anymore as far as is it a measure of people and their money where their mouth is? They believe this thing, so they're betting. Instead, now it's like people shorting a token, right? And it's just pure manipulation. I think it's already there now. So that was an interesting new, I guess, wrinkle on this platform. I like it. I like the fuckery. So here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. I'll blow through the rest of the points here. Caitlin Clark.
Good Lord.
Amazing.
This show is just becoming whatever Hudah's into at this point.
Bring something. Please feel
can't.
free. Okay, otherwise it'll just be what I'm into. And
I'm into calling you out for your topics.
I like that. Hey, I'm okay with that. And then Nero, our sweet, sweet doggy Nero.
Yeah, Nero.
Cooked today, dude. Cooked. This thing looked like it's full of this is the Cabal. It's a Cabal token. This fucking thing, dude, went from when I bought it at the tippity top, like $220 million market cap. Was that like $20 or $30 million just a few days ago? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this thing just giga pumps, just fucking pumps to the freaking heavens. Man, they got a Binance listing. They got an OKX listing.
Wow, today? This all happened today?
Yeah. So tokens back. Last I saw $125 million market cap. I haven't sold one of these because I still think the story makes sense. I think it's your next. I think it's $1 billion token in this next run coming. I do.
Everything went fucking shit today except Nero, huh?
Except Nero. I think Pox is still doing well. Prediction: Bitcoin's going to be at an all-time high here. Not far off. I think so. My prediction earlier today is we're going to see CryptoPunks at 40 ETH by. I don't know if I said around the election or by the election. Bitcoin's going to be at an all-time high by the election as well. Those are the predictions. I feel it, dude.
I'll predict. What do we? I'll predict we hit under 50,000 Bitcoin before we hit all-time highs.
I like that prediction too. I could totally see it. I like it. All right. I think we're already over. I don't think we got any bullish, bearish, anyways. Everything today and this week is bearish. So
yeah,
that's the point.
Week,
Oh,
we didn't get anyone coming up to rip on Henry today, huh?
No, I'm bummed. I think, I don't, dude. First off, There's a couple big shows going on right now. I know that Jakey guy's got a live stream going on. He's getting
did you get the cord or whatever that you needed to get?
It's plugged in. That's what we're doing. So it is live now. I think it's working.
Nice.
Luna's the only one. Luna, if you're listening and you want to help test, there's only one person in the space.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I don't think we should put that type of pressure on Luna. Luna might be like, I just came here to listen to this shit.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But if you want to come up and test, it'll help. Otherwise, I'm going to test this weekend. I think it works. The fact that I can see like the audio levels, I can tell it's actually working right. So I think it's good. I think we got our shit.
Henry, how you feeling, buddy, after today? How are you feeling?
Yeah, not good, dude.
Sorry.
Yeah, not good. No, it's fine. It's fine. It just it doesn't feel good. Not gonna lie.
You know, all things pass, bro.
This
too shall pass.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I think people forget. Not even that they forget. I think they just don't give a shit that there's. I get it, dude. I get it. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
All right, bro.
Weird. Yeah.
You got the weekend chill, baby.
Probably not, but yeah.
Just whatever. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Next week is a new week.
Yeah.
Etc.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But listen, dude, like at least like you prepare as best as you can for it. You know it's coming. That's why I probably wasn't looking forward to it. And you just get further and further away from the event. And that's all you can do, man.
Today's show felt like I was in a fight with my lover, or like she caught me lying or something like that. There was just such a fucking like a vibe of like, oh shit, I'm scared.
But like, like we talked shortly before the show and I had messaged Hudah like, we don't do this to just like paint some fucking rosy picture about shit, right? I mean, this is like another real side of like inside NFTs. And so I think my words to him were be as ruthless as you want on the podcast today. Like I'm not looking for softballs and hey, great job. Like, no, man, this is real shit. So, you know what, bro? If it would be awesome if things play out how they have the potential to play out, they have the potential to, it would be awesome. And it would feel like, cool, like we made a good decision that we thought was best and it worked out that way. But only time's going to tell that. So no, bro, listen, you guys never offend me. I appreciate the questions.
Sorry about that.
No, dude.
And Edge, no, I don't have a lover. I would appreciate you just letting it pass next time. I was trying to make a point, you know what I mean? So yeah, dude, come on. I was joking, Henry. That's just me bantering with them, you know what I mean?
When Henry said that, by the way, like give me whatever you got or whatever his comment was, I wasn't sure how to take it because he does it sometimes and we get on the show and he's got a big ass smile. He's like, bring it. He's like in the zone, like chomping at the bits, like wants it. I couldn't tell him when he joined. I could tell. I'm like, oh, it ain't that. But
no, I'm just like, listen, it's serious shit, right? And so like hit me. I mean, that's what it is.
There's the difference between a rugger and somebody who's making a business decisions, and those are really fucking hard. There's a big difference between the two. Rug.
Yeah.
So, it would. A rugger wouldn't come on the show and like open themselves up. Quite frankly, I'm like, people calling him a rugger should have been on the show in order for him to have to defend himself, but no one came on the rip.
No, and the other thing is like you have to be able to accept the things that when I say you shouldn't have done. I hesitate how I say my words because I feel like people then use that and they're like, see, you knew. But the reality is like at the time, like the things that we did were because we genuinely wanted to do them and thought that was the best direction. So, it sucks to look back and be like, we made a mistake saying this or doing that. But the reality is you either like own up to it and realize like you just weren't doing what you should have been doing for it and say like, okay, let's move on from it. Or you just keep doing that and then you're just on a slow ride to hell anyway. So I genuinely hope. And again, like I've said this 3 times now, but like, I will support this however I can. I will support this because I want nothing more than to see Decentralized as a prominent Rune on Bitcoin. Like I want nothing more than that.
I want nothing more than that. So I can fucking sell that shit for some profit.
We can do it. No, we can do it. But it's a grind. And I think people will find out it's a grind, you know.
You guys are trying to do this
I mean-
for fun, and it was not fun, dude.
Joe, dude, thanks for saying that. Honestly, bro, that like thinking back to April 20th when we etched the rune, and before that when we did Prometheans, and just like the joy of it, you know, where you airdrop something and you know people are making money. Like thinking back to that, and then being in this moment, it's like. And by the way, had we charged for this, you couldn't do it. Like you couldn't. We could never. Like we could never. Even on the call this morning, you know, before we did it, I was still like, but you know, should we release the PFPs just to say we did that, just to say we did it, because I was still conflicted, you know, and it was like, no, because like we could, and it would just be the same thing, and then it would be like, well, what's next? So all of that to say, like, yeah, that feeling of joy was obviously met right now with the complete opposite of that. And it, like, yeah, it sucks, dude. Like, it's going to wreck my mood for the weekend. And this is not a fucking pity party, man. I accept the responsibility for, you know, for the direction of things, for sure. But hard choices, you know, hard choices in Web3.
All right. Well, thanks for bumming me out before the weekend.
Yeah, now I'm sad too, but nothing like you are, I'm sure. But dude, I don't know. Kudos to you for being willing to talk about it and facing the people, being open to talking to anybody about it. Takes balls. So tons of respect, dude.
I wish we had like an opposite guy that was like just so pissed off, and we had him on the show.
Oh,
and
that would have been great. Well, I mean, let's do this.
It's not over.
Week. Yeah, no,
it's not over, bro.
Lots more of that. That's why I know the shit, because the shitty part's in the Discord. It's all on X. Like it's not after the show. It's just a lot more of that. So
yeah.
Fuck him. I did get a comment from Luna, who's listening in Spaces, said I asked if Luna could hear you two speaking.
Yeah.
Which we had that issue the other day. They couldn't. Yes. Very clear and way better than listening with video, which is awesome to hear.
Nice,
awesome.
Luna.
So I think we're on the right track with this. I think it's going to work, and I think it's going to be great. A very what's the word? Collaborative thing. We're here and there where the community can join in. So I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's end it there, guys. Interesting shows this week. Some heavy topics.
What a fucking, maybe we should let's just have like a fucking TNA show next week or something, or like just balls and cock and balls or something.
Yeah.
Just to cleanse the palate a little bit. Jesus.
We need to do, goal next week is have a kind of wild ass show. Really push the envelope, man. Really, something fucking crazy. We can do it. We got it in us. Guys,
get on that, Hudah.
I'll get on that. All right, man. Well, have a great fucking evening. Have a fantastic weekend. I'm gonna be live tomorrow and Sunday morning, 8:15 a.m. Eastern time. That's over on Inside NFTs. You can find it at NFTLDR on YouTube and on X. Hope to see you there, guys. You never know who may show up. You know what I'm saying? Guys, have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend. Enjoy the football season starting this weekend.
Enjoy that shit.
We're the non-fungible idiots, don't you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blade. We're just holding to zero. It's our everything. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll. We won't make a dollar, won't sell a thing. We're the zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, we're the kings of the sea. And run for your body if you live in the tree. We're all on the zero, it's our way to be. In the world of NFTs, we're wild and free.
All right, still fucked up audio on the song. I'm gonna fuck with it this weekend. Join a stream and see what happens. It's a bummer.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yep. Cool shit. Well, I think we're good. I think we're good here, right?
What do you mean? Like we don't want to talk about anything anymore?
I think I would like to let Henry go. Just be like, "Go, just fucking get out of here."
Yeah, Henry, you okay? You gotta go.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good to chat.
Did you buy a new computer, by the way? You've been running pretty good.
Yeah.
No, I got closer to the signal, I think. No, same computer.
It did make a
Internet's
difference.
good in this corner.
Yeah. And the rugs look like pictures coming in sharp, good colors and contrast.
It is. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking good.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
You notice that?
It kind of does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It looks good.
I was thinking in the fucking during the song, and I was like, I was gonna talk about that, and it's like, now I forget what the fuck it was.
Yeah, we went deep. We went deep.
Hey,
when you guys can announce your next mint on Bitcoin? The other one that we didn't tell them live.
You should just rug on everything now. You should be like, you know what? We're tired of the whole call
at it.
we're gonna burn the fucking whatever. Just start burning everything, dude.
Oh man, yeah. One thing at a time, boys. One thing at a time.
Slowly, one thing to zero, and then all.
Yeah. Really, the next shit we're working on is.
We should have known that the effort level to come up with the name Untitled was just the first sign that like not much is being put into this fucking thing.
Nobody should be surprised.
Oh man, it's just such an interesting space. It's not even the right word.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, you know.
You're just saying you know how you make fun of like the Kamala Harris quote.
Yeah.
You're just saying things that are like circular and like
no, dude.
It is what it is, and it's just gonna be what it's got to be.
No, dude, bro, because I look at it.
It happened, and there's not much we can do about what happened except the happening of the thing. You know what I mean? Like you're just like talking like crazy.
Yeah, I just look at again like comparisons to what other people are doing, and I'm just like, it's just interesting.
Yeah.
Just
Dude,
interesting.
Nobody gives a shit.
Where you're like, oh, well, honestly, we just went back to the lane of what everybody else is doing, which is like,
I better get going, guys. I hear my kids screaming.
Dude,
yeah.
You put an end to that right now. You put an end to that screaming.
Get over here.
That's right. That's how. See you, boys.
See you guys. Love you, dude.
Love you, man.